Local Music Mashup is brought to you by Burger King. You rule.
KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. Coverage begins February 6, 2026. Brought to you locally by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
On KUAM News Primetime. The partial federal government shutdown continues tonight, what local leaders say about the impacts to Guam coming up.
Also on Sunday in Hagåtña, the team of Tony Ada and Ada-Calvo took the stage and shared how they plan to put Guam first. And a 19-year-old turns himself in and admits involvement in a January 27th robbery at New Morning Store in Talofofo.
We're coming to you from the KUAM studios here in Harmon, everybody. Hafa, I'm Jason Salas, and to Guamanians all over the world watching us on our live stream. A special Hafa to you as well. This is Primetime, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, the partial federal government shutdown is where we start our show, and that began over the weekend and is still underway tonight. Lawmakers in the nation's capital missed the deadline to pass a full funding plan following an impasse over Department of Homeland Security funding. As Congress works to end the shutdown, local leaders are monitoring its impacts on Guam. Matsuki Hirayama has this perspective.
As the partial federal government shutdown continues this week, Ada-Calvo says there is no immediate impact to Government of Guam employees working in federally funded positions. According to the governor's office, those employees are still working and have not been affected by the shutdown. Officials say if that changes, GovGuam will notify both employees and the public. Ada-Calvo also says it is closely monitoring developments from Washington. The governor's office notes that any interruptions to federal operations are being minimized and could be resolved by midweek Guam time. The partial shutdown began after Congress missed a deadline to pass a complete federal funding plan. While many agencies remain open, several departments are operating without full funding as lawmakers try to break a stalemate in Washington. The dispute centers on funding for the Department of Homeland Security after federal immigration officers killed U.S. citizens Alex Preddy and Renee Good in Minneapolis.
The nation is reaching a breaking point. Senate Democrats will not support a DHS bill unless it reins in ICE and ends the violence.
Democrats and Republicans remain divided over immigration enforcement policy, preventing final action before the deadline. But House Speaker Mike Johnson believes the shutdown will be short-lived.
Well, let's say I'm confident that we'll do it at least by Tuesday.
Meanwhile, Congressman James Moylan says essential services in Guam continue. That includes SNAP and WIC benefits, military operations, TSA screening, postal service, Social Security, Medicare, and Veterans Affairs services. Ada-Calvo says it will continue tracking developments out of Washington and will update the public if conditions change. Meantime, the House is expected to reconvene Tuesday, Guam time. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Suki, thank you so much. Well, over the weekend downtown, the campaign of Vice Speaker Tony Ada and businessman Ada-Calvo officially launched their run for governor and lieutenant governor. Now, more than 1,000 supporters packed the team's campaign headquarters for the kickoff rally as the Republican ticket laid out its message and priorities ahead of the primary, which is in August, a full month ahead of normal schedule. Ada told supporters their campaign slogan, which is "Put Guam First," is more than just a catchphrase, calling it a standard for how government should work.
It means families come before politics. Safety comes before excuses. Accountability comes before finger pointing. Results come before talk. Put Guam first means government does the basics well, with accountability, transparency, and results.
Echoing that message was his running mate, calling this year's election one of the most consequential in our island's history and stressing that leadership requires being present in our island community.
You can do this job from behind a desk. You can't solve what you can't see. You can't fix what you don't understand. To deliver results, you have to be willing to get out in the community every single day and ask, how can we do it better?
Moving to central Guam now, emergency responders were dispatched after a 911 call reported a distressed fisherman at Pago Bay Beach at 8:16 p.m. Sunday. Units arrived on scene a few moments later and immediately began their search efforts. And according to acting GFD spokesperson Chirica Mateo, an adult male in his 30s was located by GFD rescue units just before 9. CPR was initiated and the patient was transported to Naval Hospital in Agana Heights at 9:18. Now, due to the patient's condition, paramedics terminated resuscitation efforts in accordance with medical protocol. The individual is transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital in Tamuning. In other news, GFD has arrested a fourth suspect in the armed robbery of the New Morning store down in Talofofo. 19-year-old Jason John Uggan turned himself in Monday and admitted to the involvement in the January 27th robbery at the Agate Precinct Command, with police saying Uggan now faces multiple charges, including second-degree robbery, conspiracy, criminal facilitation, and a deadly weapon. Investigators say 4 suspects were involved, 3 of them minors already taken into custody. More than $100 in cash and a wallet containing over $2,000 were reportedly stolen. Uggan was processed and booked at DOC, and the case has been forwarded to the Office of the Attorney General for their consideration. Please stay tuned, everybody. Right after the break, we give you a preview of this month's Off the Record podcast, and that's coming up next.
It's a new year, Guam, so let's start with the reset at Kmart. Make your move and start strong. Gear up with fitness equipment and fresh workout apparel. Fuel with wellness essentials, sugar-free options, protein, vitamins, and more. Organize and clear the clutter with easy storage solutions and cleaning essentials. And refresh your living space with new furniture and decor for your home. New year, new me. Your reset starts at Kmart Guam.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Pines hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Well, with a new month comes a brand new episode of our Off the Record podcast, where we feature our personalities sharing sides of themselves rarely seen on camera. And this month, Destiny, Nevaeh, and Matsuki chat candidly about the New Year, New Me theme and what it's like being Guam women in their 20s and working on being the best versions of themselves. Here's a sneak peek.
This is Off the Record,
the podcast where nothing is.
We tell ourselves this is the year we grow. New habits, new goals, a new me. This episode, we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, but more specifically, like this old saying, New Year, New Me, but oftentimes how that doesn't really work out as we might think it does.
We love a chill New Year, we love an exciting New Year, but I think the greatest part is that, or maybe not the greatest part, but a typical tradition for a lot of people is setting New Year's goals.
And resolutions.
Yeah. So do you guys have any? Do you believe in them? Like, what are your stances on a New Year's Eve?
I mean, I feel like mine are very like cliche, but also like it ends up never coming to fruition. So the one thing is like, oh, I'm gonna start exercising this year. I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna be healthy, eat healthy, and yeah, never happened. What about you guys?
I think I've definitely been caught in that, like, I have all these like really big goals and aspirations for the new year, and then like slowly as January goes on, I kind of like let go of them and I forget about them. But this year, it's a pretty broad goal, but just to have a better work-life balance and to you know, not forget about the things that I like to do in my personal time, like my hobbies and like learning new things and trying new things, and to just make time for those throughout the year, and hopefully it'll become a habit and part of my routine.
So I think this year we're really redefining success and what that means for all of us, and not just honing in on perfection, but progress, and that it's okay to find yourself, and you're gonna have or that it's okay to find yourself within your own time frame, and that just because it's a new year, new me, doesn't mean you're faced with a deadline. But later on, we're going to talk a little bit more about not just our front-facing view of like what you guys see, but who we are as behind the camera, and what it takes to navigate that. Yeah, keep it here. See you there.
Good stuff. And you can catch the new episode of Off the Record tonight at 7 p.m. on KUAM TV8. Make sure to go check that out. Good job by the girls, too. Really, really good stuff. All right. Well, the famous saying, if you build it, they will come, certainly applies these days to the Friars of Father Duenas. And it's clear the newly renovated Student Center won't ever be empty. It's really nice. Check it out. The refectory, as it's known, is the brainchild of class of '88, Carlo Leon Guerrero, and his wife Jessica from M80 Systems. Not merely a cafeteria or study hall, but a proper dining and socializing experience. It instills those with FD's rich tradition, history, and school spirit with the true brotherhood all friars carry with them long after they've received their diplomas. The FD Endowment Foundation coordinated the project, liaising between alumni, partners, AMTAB, who worked on it too, and the school community. The refectory was blessed by Father Richard Kidd, himself a graduate of FD, Fortis in Fide. All right, now let's have some fun. Guam has always had a unique relationship with football, and we here on the island are hardcore about getting up before the chickens to catch the games, and we're insatiably passionate about rooting for our favorite teams, and loyalties to teams run really, really deep. This is nothing new, right? So this past weekend, I charged my phone, gassed my car, and just strolled. I just drove around to talk to island residents and neighbors all over the island about the biggest pop event in pop culture and find out who they're rolling with next Monday for whatever reason. Here's your Super Bowl preview. Andy, before you give me my order, can I ask you, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Patriots or Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Hey, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Seahawks! Hey, Sean, who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
New England team.
Ladies, can I ask you guys, who are the Cougars rolling with in the Super Bowl, Patriots or Seahawks?
Patriots!
Okay, random stranger outside the mall, can you give me a prediction on who's going to win? Score? Guess maybe? Nothing. Some people are just shy.
So, I don't have a team, but I am for the halftime show. Team Puerto Rico.
Okay. What's your favorite Bad Bunny jam?
My new one is the DMTF, is my new song that I'm listening to now. So I'm excited. Hopefully he plays that in the Super Bowl. Shout out to Bad Bunny, Team Puerto Rico for the win. Woo woo!
Can you do it in Espanol?
Team Bad Bunny, vamos, 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 vamos bailar, vamos cantar, let's go!
Hey, who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? Never mind, you're kind of busy. This is so much less important than what you guys are working on right now, but who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I think it's going to be the Patriots.
Okay.
I'm on a different team. I think it's going to be the Seahawks. So.
Oh, okay. But you know what? We can agree to disagree and still love each other.
Yes.
All right, blessings to you.
Thank you.
I know FD doesn't have school on Super Bowl Monday, right? So who are the Friars rolling with this year in the Super Bowl? Pats or Seahawks?
Patriots! Patriots!
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, we got some disagreement here.
Seahawks!
Okay,
Patriots! Seahawks! Cowboys gonna win.
Cowboys. All right, Dave, when you guys are not making amazing chicken fingers and everything, and as a native Texan, who you got in the Super Bowl?
I vote for the Patriots since they beat my Texans, and I hope they go all the way.
Hey, that's respect, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Vrabel has his team offensively, defensively, and special teams in sync.
Takes all three phases, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, can you give me a score prediction?
26-21. Pats.
As a Guamanian who went to college in Seattle, who would you be rooting for in the Super Bowl?
Let me take a wild guess. Seattle Seahawks.
you rolling with them ever since?
Oh yeah, ever since.
Who's your favorite all-time Seahawk?
Marshawn Lynch. Go Hawks.
If foot traffic's a little slow next Monday, it's because everybody's watching the Super Bowl. But who do you guys think is going to win?
The Patriots.
Okay. Read a book. I know the South knows about football, right? Yes. Who do you guys got winning the Super Bowl? Patriots or Seahawks?
Seahawks!
There you go. How about you, sir?
I think the Seahawks will win.
Seahawks?
Yes.
Okay. Good food out there. Good coffee.
Absolutely.
Good
Thanks.
music. I think either of the teams in the Super Bowl are your favorites, but who are you going to go with, man?
Oh, man, you know what? I think I'm going to be going for the Seattle Seahawks because, you know, it was a tough loss in the playoffs.
Are you going to stay with the East Coast team?
Maybe Seattle.
Okay. Good clam chowder either way.
Yes, either way. I love clam chowder.
But buffalo wings are awesome too.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Patriots all the way, baby. Patriots.
So are you sticking with AFC or are you going with, Seattle because they're on the other side?
I'm saying that if the Chiefs are out and Taylor Swift's not going to be there,
Then who cares, right?
I don't really care.
That's fair. Who's JFK rooting for in the Super Bowl? Seahawks or Patriots?
Go Seahawks! Go Seahawks! 49ers! Let's go!
As a movie nerd, who are you for in the Super Bowl?
Neither.
Oh.
I hope they both lose.
Who's your team?
49ers.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, definitely not the Seahawks. We'll take the Patriots by default. Go Niners.
There you go. We're seeing a lot of that. Hardest working man in sports right here is the guy behind the ticket counter. So who do you got in the Super Bowl, man? Patriots or Seahawks?
I'll go for the Seahawks. Even though my team didn't make it, I'll go for them.
Yeah, who's your team, bro?
The Raiders.
Oh.
I can't choose between those two teams. It's okay.
Who's your
Hopefully
team?
it's a good game.
Who's your team?
So it's always our year, guys. They know who that is.
Seahawks! Seahawks!
Okay, who's for the Seahawks?
This will be the Seahawks.
Hey, my name is Ryan Chiquinha. I live in the village of Dedido. I just want to support the 12-man. Go Seahawks!
Now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a look from the bay. Tumon Bay out on the water with some paddlers.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
The sausage egg biscuit is perfect.
Now it comes with hot honey sauce.
I stand corrected.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas.
Okay, not news morsels, not news munchies, not news chow down, but news bites, right? Little tiny segments of what's happening in our island community that you can get involved in. You can have fun, you can learn something, you can be entertained, and you can give back to this wonderful, wonderful place that we call home. All right, what do we got first, Mr. Ricky? All right, poultry workshop, right? Insect pests of poultry. If you have insects on that are affecting your poultry, that's foul. Trust me, everybody, I've been waiting all day to make that joke, but serious business here because the UOG Land Grant Extension Service is letting you know what insects and invasive species threaten our chicken, our ducks, our turkeys, any kind of poultry, right? And what you can do to make sure that the protein that we depend on so much, because that is such a big part of our diet, right? Make sure you keep it safe, get educated, and UOG is doing these amazing workshops. I really encourage you to get involved. I'm going to be there because this is a fascinating topic to me, right? Even like lame jokes aside. All right, what else we got? Golf fundraiser is coming up because it is Mardi Gras season, and we got a Fat Tuesday golf tournament that is $250 for 2 people, or half of that if you're just going to play solo. Nothing wrong with that, right? And I want you to get your long games ready, your short games off the tee, on the green. Make sure that you have all of your gear ready because it's at CCP and they have absolutely amazing food down there. The food and beverage staff down at Country Club of the Pacific is second to none. Try the pasta and tell them KUAM sent you because it is really, really good. Shout out to my friends over there at CCP. All right. Dental health fair. Side story, right? Story time, everybody. I was today years old when I found out that you're actually supposed to floss first and then brush your teeth. How come nobody ever told me this? I just found that out today, and it's amazing. And you're going to find out so much more. Seriously, I was always brushing and flossing. As long as you do both, that's the most important thing. But make sure to check out the free dental health fair. It's going to be at the Micronesia Mall. This is on Sunday the 15th from 10 to 2. You have learned experts in dentistry, in orthodontics, in oral hygiene, anything you can want. Like if you're getting braces, if you have dentures, anything having to do with how to properly brush your teeth, how to do like the circles, and you can even say, yeah, you know, apparently you're supposed to floss and then brush. Makes perfect sense, but I always just had it like the other way around. Why did nobody ever tell me these things? All right, maybe I just didn't pay attention. All right, I'm definitely paying attention to our NBA game of the week because we got a double header on Wednesday, everybody. First game is gonna be the Boston Celtics as the C's travel to Big D to take on Cooper Flag and the Mavs. Good game there. Jaylen Brown playing some good basketball this year. And then we got a West Coast showdown for you as the Suns are heading up to play the Portland Trail Blazers, who are going to be up for sale very, very soon. I'm not buying them. I can't afford that, but it's going to be interesting. By the way, the Rose Garden, fantastic, fantastic venue to go watch a basketball game. Oh, I know a lot of Guamanians that have watched it over there. So make sure to check it out. It's our NBA game of the week. Again, floss your teeth first and then brush, apparently. That's the thing, especially after you eat birthday cake, which is what tonight's birthday shoutouts are going to do because it is their birthdays. Let us give thanks and praise to them right now.
Happy birthday to Evan Joe Fidel Sablan, birthday number 23 and Guam time birthday. We hope you have a safe, joyous, and memorable one, and we love you and miss you tremendously. Teresa Iglesias wishing my beautiful wife, mom, sister, auntie, and grandma a happy blessed birthday. We love you very much, the Iglesias and Polino families. Happy birthday to Wensner Belen. Happy birthday, Wentz. Your family loves you. Albert Mingiola has a birthday today, and happy belated birthday, or previously, to a wonderful husband, dad, son, brother, and Nino. They say 55 looks good on you. All right, we have 2 messages for Jose Mabagag Jr. Happy 87th birthday to our wonderful grandpa. And birthday number 2 says, Viva cumpleaños to Tata. Mr. Jose, we hope you have a wonderful and blessed birthday. And Ryani Joe Faye Chrysostomo, happy birthday number 10, the double digits. To Ryani Joe, coming from your Papa Joe, Grandma Fina, Mom, Dad, brothers, and sisters who say we love you always and please enjoy your special day and God bless you. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
We've had a little bit of the precipitation, everybody, so please be safe on our island's roads and be excellent to each other. I'm Jason Salas, and from everybody here at the KUM studios, we thank you as always for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Day.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh gosh, 2026.
Yes.
Last episode, we covered the whole year of 2025.
That's right.
I remember I was sending stuff to our, I guess I can call him our producer, to Jake.
Right.
And I sent him the photos and I was like, oh man, Jake, I'm only in March. And then I didn't get back to him. We got so busy towards the end of the year. But, you know, as a great producer, he's like, don't worry, I got it.
Yes.
So he was able to find more photos. But 2025 was a busy year for veterans.
That's right. And we're his favorite. So I'm so happy about that. That just makes me feel good. The year's starting out great.
Yes,
I love it. Thank you.
It is. So I guess we can talk about what's to come for 2026. What events that will be happening in 2026, and maybe some new laws that are in legislation or that were passed for 2026 that affect veterans. So I guess the most recent one was veterans received a 2.8% increase in their compensation.
Right. And that's from the federal side, right?
Right, federal side.
So the feds got money and they have the money to give us, and this is part of their requirement, right, as being the federal government. Now, what increase did we get from our local government?
Our local government, I don't know the budget for the office, but the new legislation that was passed was the bill by Senator Sabrina Salas Manzanani, right?
Right, the committee chair.
Right, about the GOVA office, the Guam Office of Veteran Affairs, and the Veteran Commission.
So it doesn't really mean money, right? It just means that they're working on creating more services for us and trying to improve that. And, you know, we hats off to them, right? Anytime, you know, our veterans send messages to us or tell us there are things that they're not happy with, right? This is never a personal thing on any of these folks, right? But we sometimes have to wonder, right? Is there more that can be done? And then maybe even a better question might be, how can it be done? And, you know, you're listing off all the things on the federal side when you start working. And by the way, we are working with the Assen office, right? With Joe Menno and as well as the director down there, Jose San Agustin. So they were in observance at our last boot camp in Assen. So that's a good way for us to really start, you know, bridging the gap between ourselves and the local office, right? And hopefully the feds will follow suit, right? Because, you know, we also have that disconnect sometimes, right? They're very tech savvy over there in the federal side. What they like to do is say, go to the website, right? And it really misses out on a lot of the personal contact and personal, you know, feel or touch and most of our veterans are people
Well, I think I do talk about the federal side more than the local side because there really is no change in the office. I mean, there was the audit that was done that gave them really negative remarks. And then there was a legislative hearing or the oversight hearing sponsored by the chair, which was Senator Manzanani. And of course, what was to come of that was the promise of the modernization plan. So we still haven't seen any modernization plan that was due December 1st, 2025. So I would love to talk about, local stuff, but right now there's really no movement.
Well, and here's the thing, right? It's unacceptable to say we expected this. That's not an answer that we should be hearing. What we should be hearing for people who are in positions of leadership or positions of, representing our veterans, we should be hearing them saying, what can we do? What steps are we taking to do things? And if that's not the answers that we're getting from some of these folks, maybe we need to start taking a look at what we need to do to get that type of an attitude in there, right? And many folks will say, oh, that's like very, you're asking for so much. Ask a veteran, most especially our combat veterans. Ask them, what did they have to deal with? Ask them, was it much? Was it a lot? Maybe we need to even ask the question, what about our veterans that are not here? Should we ask them that same question? It's too out there. Well, really, as a people, we owe a debt to the veterans. And there might be folks that might disagree out there, but when you start feeling the freedoms and, the lifestyle that you have today, right? Maybe you start realizing just what it means when you have a veteran swear that he's going to, carry out the defense of our nation and help keep us protected and free from, all our enemies, foreign and domestic. So that's maybe something we should be asking.
You see this all white meat chicken, breaded in tortilla chips? Here at Taco Bell, we're calling them, wait for it, nuggets. They're nothing like classic nugs, but you're just gonna have to accept them. I mean, we could have called them anything, really, like Derek. No backstory, just Derek. But nuggets is already baked into everyone's memories, and so is Hidden Valley Ranch, obviously. And we mixed it with Diablo. Diabolical. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
So back to our feds.
Yes.
What do we got?
So the next thing is so the first one was the 2.8% increase, right? Because a lot of veterans who are getting compensation need to know why there's a bigger dollar amount.
Right.
And then the budget increase. So yes, I talk about the federal because overall, their budget, right, which is what we know, they requested for $441.3 billion. So that's a 10% increase from 2025.
And if we really had our numbers together, right, we could pretty much tell what that what percent is it? 2.8?
10.
What was the increase?
2.8%.
So the 2.8, if we can do like really simple math, right? If we had the number, even any number, I know it's like 20,000, right? So
veterans.
Yeah.
On
So
the island.
what does a 2.8 increase equate to, right? And if we had the number of our veterans, we'll kind of know that. But importantly, that just signals that those that are here that are already receiving benefits have an increase. So that affects our economy, right? What does that mean? That means veterans are bringing money into our island. And if we can't find a veteran out there to start bringing into the system, maybe we need to start doing that, right? If you are a mayor, if you are a community leader, and you're out there, right? Start looking for your veterans and start getting them to get their benefits and start having them own their claims and start doing things like this, because that 2.8 no matter the amount, right? I mean, let's just say
and family members too.
Yeah. So
or you know, their buddies, someone they served with, if they're receiving their benefits. So don't keep it a secret. I don't know why veterans keep this a secret, but this is available for all the veterans.
Is it like $100 increase every month, roughly?
For
the 2.8.
Oh, you mean what is the difference between? So last year we had a 2.5%, and then this year 2.8%.
But what does that? Let's say you're 100%.
About a little over almost $100.
$100.
Yes.
So let's just say they said we have 20,000 veterans on the island, right? Times $100, just for example, right? That's $2 million we're getting. Every month. Oh my gosh.
And where does the money go?
Exactly. But that's if they're all at 100%.
Right.
They're not all at 100%.
No, not. But that's still an increase, though.
Yes. And could they probably get to 100%? Yes, right? There's new things that your group, HMI, is doing, right?
Yes.
And you do boot camps, and you know you got a summit coming up. So you're continuing what you did last year with the summit was bringing together most of our partners out there in the community, and that's MWR. That's with Ed Biakin, right? So that's just one of the things. But I'm jumping ahead again, right? So, but doing the same thing of getting these folks to the summit, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, the summit was born out of the symposium and the veterans asking for more.
Right.
And maybe we'll just touch on that real quick. I mean, we got a lot of time, right?
Sure.
Did our producer increase us to 2 hours now? He's a great guy. All I know is we're his favorite. So anyhow, so now that we got, we're starting to talk about that, right? When we started doing the symposiums, and I think we're at symposium 4 this year, or 3 or 5.
Symposium, we are at 5.
Number 5.
Fifth annual.
And then this will be our second summit, right?
Summit.
You know, there were just different names, and in the future, if our veterans want to make it just summit or just symposium, we can vote on that, I think, right?
Yes,
but
we can.
I think the good thing is the fact that born out of the symposium setup, our veterans asked for, we need to do one more of these types of events, which is the symposium, right? And do one in the beginning of the year. And that's what gave birth to last year's first summit.
Right.
And of course, through Ed Biakin and the good folks up there at the Sunrise Conference Room, and, you know, through MWR. So, you know, great things through collaboration, working with, you know, veterans and a lot of the other places that are able to help us and support us, right? So I think last year, who did we have with us? I think we started with Wounded Warrior.
Right? Wounded Warrior, Westcare.
Westcare was there also.
MWR, and us.
And HMI, right? So,
HMI.
So you know, when we all work together, right? It shows a sign of us really being able to do a lot of things, right? And makes the job a little bit easier.
And I loved Westcare's presentation. You know, it showed us what all of the, you know, services they have to provide.
Yes, and they have a lot of resources and a lot of programs. I think last year some of the programs weren't as vibrant or robust, but I think this year, I think they have some programs. I don't know what has changed, but I guess we'll hear from them.
Yeah, we'll hear from them.
Right. So, and then we have all of our usual suspects.
Right.
Right. We have Social Security come out. That is the crowd favorite.
Yes.
They get on there and it's one whole, you know, hour almost of just questions back and forth. And who did we have? We had a veteran presenting last year. That was the symposium.
Rob Jackson.
No, but for the Social Security, it was Mr.
Josh.
No, was it Josh's first name?
Josh Leon.
No, but then there's the policeman's son. Oh my gosh, they're from Umatic.
That was at the symposium. Not
that was
the
it.
summit,
Yeah,
not the summit.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Josh was there at the symposium too, right?
Yes.
So who was it? Oh man, Patrick is the first name, but his son. Anyway, he's a veteran. He's a combat veteran, and he was presenting for the Sanchez. Oh my goodness, how could I not get that name?
What was he presenting for?
For Social Security, remember?
No, I think he was not Social Security. Was he?
I think he was.
I
Anyway,
thought it was
so
something else, though.
anyhow, but they were one of the people. Then we had Rue Drelon from Dissit, right? They were presenting. That's another group that had a lot of questions when they were up there. People were asking. And yes, veterans, you are individuals with disabilities, so you do get some help from Dissit, and Dissit is there to help us. We have a veteran in charge over at Dissit, right? That's Paris? Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Yes. And
veteran spouse.
Yes. Well, no, she is also a veteran.
Oh, she is?
Yes, she is. And she also put together that one.
Oh, yes. The
worksheet.
VA math.
Yes.
VA math. What we do at our benefit boot camps.
Exactly. So a lot of stuff, right? And that's kind of like the things that are, by bringing all our veterans together, by doing what we did last year, we're going to do the same thing again this year. And hopefully we can do more things. Ben Servino. When Ben Servino came out, he was talking about providing vehicle services, remember? And guess what? We supported him. We put him on the show. We said, hey, we're not sure whether, you're able to do this for veterans, but you're welcome to do it. And let's put you in contact with them. And even if they just needed the care, right, or his services, they can do it. And guess what? He's now contracted through the VA.
Through the VA.
All great stuff by just really, putting everyone together and letting them do all these, great things. So, and I know we ran away from there, right? But let's do more federal stuff.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And then the next thing is the PACT Act funding. So this is the budget for this year is $52.7 billion for the Toxic Exposure Fund, TEF. So that's continuing the expansion of healthcare and disability compensation for veterans exposed to burn pits and other environmental hazards under the existing Sergeant First Class Health Robinson Honoring Our PACT Act. And that was the one that was passed in 2022. So that's the law that says that covers the veterans that are presumptive for those that were exposed to burn pits, and those that were, for especially here in Guam, that is the
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange, right?
For was it hypertension?
Hypertension, and hypothyroidism, and diabetes.
Yes. Well, I think, yes. And
those are the most common ones.
And regardless,
there's still more, but those are the most common ones.
I think Parkinson's, right, is one of those?
Parkinson's is one of those, yes.
Yes, okay.
But those are the biggest common ones.
Yeah, and there's a lot more, and this is why veterans should go to the doctor.
Yes, go to the doctor.
Veterans should file their claim. There's something about this that we've talked about for a while, and when we talk about Agent Orange, we usually talk about Vietnam, right? Our veterans who were in Vietnam War veterans and Vietnam era veterans, right? So that's where the Agent Orange is more pronounced, if you will. And then they have the NEMR cases.
Right.
And those NEMR cases is one of the only times the VA goes out looking for veterans. And I haven't heard that pool of money for those veterans is gone, but many of them, didn't go back to the government after they were treated really poorly when they came back home. So if you are a Vietnam veteran, you probably fall under the NEMR cases. If you swore in from Guam, yes, you're hearing it here. If you swore in from Guam, you are exposed to Agent Orange. And that's part of what the PACT Act talked about as well, right? It allowed for Guam to be one of the areas that has Agent Orange exposure. So if you're a veteran and you swore in from Guam, any reserve, guard, active duty, right? If you are on Guam from 1962 to July of 1980, right, you fall under exposure to Agent Orange. And there's a bigger thing with that, but we'll just stick to that for now.
Right.
But,
So that was another funding.
now that one, were you the one telling me that they're now required to do a little bit more? What's the word? They have to dig deeper about exposure, so that when they file their claims, the VA has to pay attention a little bit more.
So they do a terra memo on the veteran. So whenever a veteran files the claim, the whoever is handling their claim at the VA has to do a terra memo.
Right.
So they have to go find out where they were deployed, where they were stationed at, to find out where they were exposed to anything. So if the VA does miss that, the veteran needs to pay attention and say, hey, where was I? Was I at Fort Ord? Was I stationed on Guam? Did I serve some time near an area that I was exposed to some toxins? And do some research. And then if the VA doesn't say, yes, you were exposed, then you'd have to prove how you were exposed. Where were you stationed at? Where did you serve? And what year?
And by the way, right, when they talk about knowing, right, the VA does have a duty to assist.
Yes.
And we have to share that, they are very busy. And, sometimes it sounds like they're getting bashed for, hey, they didn't check this, they didn't check that. I'll share that the VA, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, wants to help our veterans, right? And we want them to help our veterans, but in some instances, right, they only have so many resources. They only have so much time to review the information that you give them. That's also why if you go to the boot camp, you will learn that, hey, the information that you provide needs to be concise. They don't need a whole novel about your entire life. They need things that are specific to your claim and how they're related, which is the reason why being in that boot camp will kind of give you the guidance and help you to understand what should be on your statements, right? You need to know the Kaluza triangle.
Right.
You need to know the 5 things that, severity, frequency, duration, social and occupational impact, and how all those things fit together. So just hearing it is just one piece. And many times our veterans will need to go to a boot camp more than once.
Oh, yeah. So I guess we could just hop over to that. So so even though we're doing, this podcast and, the radio show, we are both part of the nonprofit organization, HMI, you being one of the founders. And so one of the things, and this week, January 6 to 8, we will have Benefits Bootcamp 48 at the Ascend Mayor's office.
Okay.
From 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So for those listening, it'll probably be too late because we kind of pre-record this.
It would have been passed.
Yes, it's already passed.
Well,
so the next one will be it's our second annual Veteran Summit and Bootcamp 49, and that's going to be in Anderson Air Force Base. So that's the Sunrise Conference Center. And so, yes, this is geared more towards, active duty, those retiring, separating, Guard and Reserve, and at the same time, those that do have access to base, if they have a veteran health identification card or they're retired, they have access, they can come to it. So that will be February 11 to 13, and that's going to start, I think, at 7:30 a.m. So it's going to be all-day affair, February 11, February 12, February 13, and we're going to have a boot camp during that time. So Bootcamp 49. So it's our second annual Veteran Summit and Bootcamp 49.
And you get to see all the service providers there too.
Yes.
So, this is a call out to all those folks that have presented in the past. Ben Servino, Rue, start ramping up, guys, because, we're going to be up there. And I think through our discussions, we did speak to the ASIN office, right? If they're able to get involved, we would like for that to happen. I think our veterans would like to see that happening as well. So, Joe Meno and Director Jose San Agustin, I know we had a brief meeting on it. So, whatever we can do, we'll be reaching out. So we appreciate all that.
And then if you missed the February boot camp, we're also having one in March. So we have one every month. And March, it will be at the 50, March 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, and I think Mayor Chargaleff had set the gold standard for the food down there. So if you're looking for good food at the boot camps, that is one of the biggest or the best ones. But I have to say that Talofofo had beef shank.
Beef shank. Oh, yes. Beef
So,
shank.
and I think there's more. I think even Mayor Champaco did a good spread there. All the mayors are really doing good, to include the acid mayor also.
Oh,
did
yes.
So, you know.
Oh, yeah, he brought Kadu.
He did also Kadu,
yes,
right?
Kadu, yeah.
So, anyway, so for our veterans that are out there, right, there's usually our veterans are the ones putting a lot of this together, and a lot of our partners in the community. So, you know, if you feel the need to give back to your veterans, this is one way to do it, right? We ask for donations so that you know, our veterans get to sit there, get their education, and when they do get their education, they're able to, you know, get more of the ability to get more money into the island and get their benefits and their compensation.
Oh, speaking of that, so HMI ran their annual report, and over 447 veterans received their compensation, which is money, right? And benefits. It comes along, you know, with benefits. And so it's over $1 million.
And by the way, that money comes in every month.
Tax-free for the
That's
rest
right.
of their
And it
lives.
comes into the island, right? So the veterans receive it. I mean, it goes to their accounts, right? But it's still money that hits our island, right? And those are just the ones that had reported back to us that they got some of their benefits, right? We don't have access to see all of the ones that get it, but we often find them and they tell us later on that they did get more. So this is just those that have come back, and now we are looking at even more ways to just really get a real good picture of what's really going on. And it's important right now for our economy, especially with the tourism industry not being as vibrant as it could be. Our veterans should be our homegrown tourists that we should be, you know, taking advantage of, you know, really catering to them and saying, hey, you know, it's Veteran Day on this day. Come over here, spend some of that money, you know, keep our businesses going, right? And you'd be hard pressed to not find a veteran inside most of these establishments, especially now while the times are really tough. So, you know, not only are they, you know, serving, they continue to serve even by, you know, having that compensation available to them. So the island will take advantage of that, as well as the families.
Right. And then if they can't make it to March, then there's April. So April is Boot Camp 51. That's going to be at the Molesto Community Center. And that's Mayor Champaco, yes.
And where can they get a hold of this list of all the different boot camps?
So you can email us at veterans.hmiguam@gmail.com. You can call 671-682-7631. Or you can also go to our website, which is www.hmiguam.com.
All right. And so it looks like we're just continuing to push through with all this education. I thought when we first started this that it's going to be done in a short time, but it looks like our veterans need more help, and there's a lot of them out there that are coming out, and many of them that still have no idea about, you know, what benefits they might have. And the sooner we can get it to them, the better their lives are going to be, and the more we can get more funding coming into the island. And that's a great way for us to really celebrate our veterans, right? Maybe a little off topic, right? Is we spoke earlier a little bit about the Guam Memorial Hospital taking VA Tri-West, right? We also talked about the Guam Behavioral Health, right? And we talked to the deputy director over there who mentioned that they did do that. They do accept veterans over there. So if our government is really having a tough time, right, maybe it's a good way for our government to really cater to our veterans and let our veterans know you can go there and get services. And if the VA is able to pay for it, what better way for us to get our government in order by getting them to get the money. Now, the money might just be the same as the Medicare and Medicaid, and because they're flat across the board for the feds, right? If you're doing TRICARE, if you're doing all the monies are the same for the federal